Hi there, and welcome to part 3 of my video tutorial on how to assemble the birthday heart explosion box. I did turn this one into a wedding explosion box, but you can use it for any occasion. This final tutorial goes over how to assemble a cake and also how we're going to just attach all the embellishments to our box. This is the part of the file that you will need. The file actually comes with a circle like this with a hole in it, and I use that one to do the birthday cake with the tea light. You don't need that piece. You can either ungroup and unattach and delete it from the file if you're familiar with how to do that, or you can simply just let the machine cut it out and toss it. And this piece here is what you'll need for this because we don't need the hole, and it's actually just one of the cutouts from the ring here. So you'll have to just save one so that you can use it for the top of your cake. This is the top and the bottom of the cake. It comes scored at 1/4 of an inch, but what you do need to do is take your little scissors and cut here in every little triangle down to the score line. So it's just going to be a little snip. Try really hard not to go past it. You only need it to go to 1/4 of an inch. So you're going to do that on the top and bottom side of the top piece of the cake, and then on the bottom piece of the cake as well. Then what you're going to do is you're just going to fold the lines down on the score line. And on this piece that has them on both sides, when you flip it to the other side, you're just going to bend them the opposite way. You need one facing one way and one facing the opposite way. Same thing for your bottom piece. It's just one, except it's only one side, not both. For this project, this part of the project, you're going to need your hot glue gun, your tacky glue, and a top from a can of, I use the top to my 505 adhesive spray. You just need a top that's about 2 inches, a little less than 2 inches. Some paint cans are more than 2 inches, so most of the adhesive spray cans I found that I have are just the right size. This is just going to help you mold the bottom piece of your cake, which you'll see it'll make more sense in just a minute. You're going to take the top piece of your cake, and you're going to actually take your finger and just kind of curl it over. I did it the wrong way. Curl it over, just like that, so it kind of makes it into a circle. These tabs you want facing you, because your top is going to go right on top of this like this, and it's going to go around. This is very important. You need to take your time with this because this circle needs to be perfect. When you put this glue on here and you run this around like this, it needs to line up perfectly. It cannot have pieces sticking out like this. It literally has to be perfect. So just take your time, take deep breaths. It might take you a little while to get this down. I know it did for me. So you're going to take your hot glue gun. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a little dab of glue on each of these. I like to just do 2 tabs at a time. That way I can work as methodically as I need to without fear of the glue drying too fast. So what you do is you just take very small amount of glue to start. This goes on top, and it needs to go right on the edge, just like so. Nothing hanging over. If anything, it's better that it's not right flush and kind of inside, because what's going to happen is we're going to have to take one of these circles and put it over, and it is cut exactly the way it needs to be, so no extra pieces. So just 2 little tabs at a time. Very small amount of glue. Please use this very sparingly. You can try and use tacky glue for this if you want. I don't like to use it because it just gets dirty and it picks up dirt and lint and everything else while you're trying to do this, and I prefer to use the hot glue. It's a lot more precise. Last little bit can be a little tedious as well, but you can do it. I have faith in you. Once you get that on, you're going to have this last tab that's here. It's not all that important if you cannot get the glue in there. I like to try, but sometimes it doesn't happen, and that's okay. So you're going to take your glue gun and run just a small strip right here on the edge to be able to close it all the way down. Like that. Okay. That's perfect. Okay, now all these tabs need to be facing down, or up, I'm sorry, up. Let's see. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your top that we discussed right here that you're going to use for your mold. You can mold this around. I'm pretty much a perfectionist as far as these things go. Set that on there like that. Now you're going to take your tacky glue and you're just going to put a very tiny dot on each one of these tabs. Just work slow. Okay. You're going to take one of your open circles and you're just going to shimmy this over the top, like so. Just work slow. It will go. You'll be convinced it's not going to go, but it will go. Then again, I like to press from the top. If you have any little bits of glue that want to come out here, it's best to just kind of hurry up and wipe them away so they don't pick up any lint and dirt. And you can flip it over also and just push the tabs down like this once you get it all the way down. Just kind of flatten it out. Give that a minute to dry. Okay, now you're going to take your larger piece and you're going to curl it just like you did the other piece with your finger. Just kind of start it in a circle. You're going to pick this up. You're going to take your tacky glue and run. I almost lost all my glue. Just a little thin layer around here. Okay. You want to start this on the back where your seam is, and you're going to take your little pieces and just start sticking them down. Try to center your top of your cake right in the middle of that cup. It's just going to be kind of used as a mold for you, but if it's not centered, your cake's not going to be very straight. Takes a little bit of finagling. You want to just hold the glue, hold the tabs down just until they start sticking. You just have to be really patient. See how they're sticking? If you use too much glue, that's what happens. They don't like to stick, and it takes longer for it to dry. So you just want to be real patient with this part. And you can see what I mean there by the glue picking up little pieces of dirt, even though I washed my hands. Okay. Now on the back, you're going to have one tab that's left that isn't sticking down. You're going to put a little bit of glue on that, and then run the glue on the edge, just like we did on the first piece with the hot glue. Top, bottom. You're going to hold this for just a couple seconds until everything starts to stick down. Again, wipe off your excess glue. Kind of go back around. See why it's important that you have this top to kind of mold. If you try it without one, you're not going to be very successful. It's not easy. Okay. Once it dries a little bit, you can even take this part, the lid off, and just kind of hold this. I promise you, it's not as difficult as it looks once you do it a time or two, and it's okay. It takes about 5 inches of paper, so if you have to do it a time or two to get it perfect, you're not alone. It took me a couple tries, but it comes out so nice, so don't give up, okay? Okay, when that's fairly dry, just set that back on there. You're gonna run another layer, small layer of your tacky glue around the edge. Then you're gonna take your second open circle and you're gonna shimmy it down again like you did the first one. You just gotta get it on there just right. Just takes a minute. Once you get it going, it goes. You're gonna push down on the glue. Again, if you have any little pieces of wet glue, just wipe them away so they don't pick up anything. Okay, we are almost there. Okay, that part's done. Now, other file came with your little icing pieces. So we're going to start on the top, which is your smaller piece. You're just going to curl it. We did the other pieces. Run your tacky glue. If you watched my birthday cake video, you can stop this here because it's the same thing. Just save you a little bit of time. Start back here at the seam. You want to run this just over the lip of the top so that you don't have that exposed edge. It's fine, you don't need the bottom anymore. Just like that. Then when I get around to this side, I like to just take a dab of the hot glue, just because I don't want to be holding it forever. Okay, top's done. Same thing with the bottom. Curl it. Tacky glue. Be Careful when you're curling that you don't do what I just did and rip off the last two pieces of the icing. It's okay for demonstration purposes. It takes a very gentle hand. I'm gonna start back here. Same thing, just kind of run it a little higher than the edge so it covers that exposed edge. This hot glue comes off really easy. That's why I like to use the hot glue. If I get, it can get messy on white, so you just take those little pieces of hot glue. Okay. I'm gonna glue this little piece that I Of course, if you do something that I did, you can always fix it. Okay. There. Now, we just take some embellishments. You can get this from the craft store. It's just these little shiny rhinestone things. Take a small piece. You're going to work from the back again. I work this in little sections again because the glue dries fast. So you definitely want to be doing just one little section at a time. And be careful because the hot glue will go through and it's hot glue. And there you go. Got the top one. Now we'll do the same with the bottom. You can just eyeball this measurement. I cut them at 4 3/4 and 6 3/4, the little embellishment. But you might not want to cut those first. Just go ahead and measure them once you get your cake put together in case they're off a little bit. So there we go. That's done. Now, I bought these little stickers from Michael's. You can get them online. These are, I think they're Recollection. So I bought a whole package of these because I wanted to put these on top of the cake like this. You can put whatever you want on top. If you want to make flowers, just butterflies, whatever. These are really cute and I thought they would look good on top. So I will just put a glob of hot glue down here. Make sure you're facing it in the front. You'll have to hold that for just a minute. Don't push too hard because it's hollow in there. You can even put a bigger glob on the back. Okay, you're gonna take your box. This is the fun part, the end part. And then these are also recollections. It's just a bunch of these little 3D scrapbook stickers. They're very fun. There's all different kinds, but I like this one because it had this big one on top that I could do the top of the box. So let's see. So you just stick them. You can put some hot glue on the backs of them if you want. It'll help keep them on. They're pretty sticky, but I don't know. It's up to you. And let your creative juices go. And I just also had some little heart stickers. I got these at the dollar store. They're great. So stick those on. Just like so. These in the corner. They come with 9 pieces. It's a lot of pieces. Okay, and then when your glue dries on your cake, you want to wait until that dries and it's pretty dry. So if there's a front or a back, just make sure, see how these seahorses are facing forward. You want your cake to kind of be facing forward or kind of all center. Just take your hot glue gun, be very careful. I usually do this on just 3 little sides, run a small little strip right there on the bottom. We'll do 4 just for good measure. Remember to work quickly. Just stick it right in the middle. Just like that. It's very easy. If you bought the kit from me, these little inserts that come out, I've already assembled them. I do sell this in a kit so that if you're crafty and you want to try this yourself, but you don't have a machine or you just don't want to cut it all out, I do sell a kit, but I have assembled these for you, and then you can personalize these. I have just in my word processing program on my computer, you can make slices in here and put in a gift card. You can use your imagination. I mean, sky's the limit with it. It's pretty open as to what you can do with it. Okay, I'm sorry it took so long. I promise I'll learn how to edit videos so that I can speed through things and you don't have to listen to me. The one last thing that we have to do, we'll put the lid on. Is this last little piece. So just kind of do like so. And I used every single piece of this 9-piece sticker set. And there you go. It's all done. Thanks for joining me.